So hello everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. I'm sorry for the absence for the last couple of weeks. Had a little unexpected hitch in our plans in the last 2 weeks. My husband ended up in the hospital and had heart bypass surgery. So that kind of derailed our entire lives for a couple weeks. He's home, he's resting and doing well and recovering, has a long recovery ahead, obviously, but yeah, that was definitely not in the plans and kind of took everything else that was in our lives to the wayside, including planning and filming videos and work and everything else. But like I said, he's doing good. He's recovering and we're very thankful and grateful for that. So I thought I would show you guys what I'm planning to use for the month of May and kind of talk a little bit about what I did in the last 2 weeks when I was kind of in crisis management mode, because obviously planning was not something I could do because I was literally taking things hour by hour and day by day. And my mom came up to stay with us to kind of help keep things going at home while I was at the hospital with my husband pretty much every day. So I thought I'd just show you a little bit about how I manage things, kind of coordinating all the things during that 2-week period of time. And probably will continue to do so over the next few weeks while she's still here. So couple of new things you may not recognize. The first thing here is, this is a new to me VanDer spec A6. So it's just like the brown one that I had. It's just in black. I was very fortunate that I was able to find a black one that somebody was selling. So here's the brown one, if you haven't seen it, that I have been using and love, that I have affectionately named Squishy because it's so soft. And then this is the black one that I was, as I said, very lucky to be able to get, and I'm very excited about having. So pretty much the same setup in here. Now this, what do you call it? Not dashboard, flyleaf, that's the word. But this flyleaf is actually from a Moterm. So funny story, yesterday I was looking for this clear plastic cover that I have on this Stalogy in my stash of planner stuff, and I couldn't find it. And I was literally taking things off one by one off of my bookshelves where I have all my planner stuff stashed. And I found this cover in between two pieces of paper, like folded inside of two pieces of paper. And I was like, oh, that's great. But as I was rummaging around looking, I saw this black box on top of my bookshelf, standing up like this on the top of the bookshelf. And I said, well, I don't know what's in that box, because I know that I've sold all of my Moterms. So what on earth is that? I'm using my week's Moterm cover. I've sold all but one of my personal Moterm covers. So what in the heck is it? Well, lo and behold, it's an A6. So I had an A6 black cover the whole time and didn't know it. Silly me. So anyway, this is the A6 Moterm, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep it or not. It's a little bit bigger than the VanDer spec in terms of the profile. Let me see if I can show you that. This box out of the way. So I don't know if you can tell there. It's about a finger's width bigger, taller. The width is about the same, but the rings are larger, and I think it would be nice if this gets too chunky that I could use this. The other thing is it has squared corners where this VanDer spec has rounded, which is a silly little thing, but it's nice. These don't poke you. So anyway, I stole the flyleaf out of the Moterm since I wasn't using it right now, because that was the only thing that I was missing in this VanDer spec, was not having a flyleaf. So that made me happy that I could have the flyleaf here, and have a third pin loop if I wanted, because this has two. The only negative thing I'll say about these VanDer specs is that because they have no stiffener in them, they tend to have this funny shape when they start to get full, where this gets pinched in and then this gets bulky, and it kind of has a weird shape. And adding that flyleaf, because it has stiffener, has helped to flatten the front a little bit and make it not so lumpy, which I really appreciate and like. So as far as what's going on in here, nothing has changed. And for April, I've already taken the April pages out, but for April, the last 2 weeks of April, with my husband being in the hospital, really wasn't doing much of anything other than, I guess, post-planning, catching up after the fact, writing things down so I didn't forget. This was last week, and I'll put this in with the archive of the rest of the stuff. But I have gone ahead and set up for May, so same format I always have. Here's my list of things that I want to get done for the month of May. And then here are, my weeklies with my washi tape, so it's easy for me to find them. These are DIY fish inserts with the weekly and the daily. So that's all I have here. One thing I do have that's different, and before I show you here in the A6, let me talk a little bit about what I was doing when my husband was in the hospital. My mom, like I said, came up to stay with us, and so I was carrying this planner back and forth to the hospital every day and using it to make notes and things like that. But I wanted her to know what was going on with the rest of the family, phone calls that need to be made, appointments that need to be canceled or made, things like that, that she was trying to take care of to help me. So I had purchased this Happy Planner last year, thinking that I was going to use it for work, and then realized that very quickly it was not going to work for work. But it's a dashboard layout Happy Planner. So it looks like this. Turn it to a page where you can see. So this is what it looks like. So it has your week over here, and then over here it has what they call the dashboard layout. So I grabbed this off the bookcase when I knew Mom was coming, and I just sat down very quickly and wrote things that were going to be going on that she needed to know about, what time my daughter got picked up, what time contractors were coming, all those kinds of things. And then if people were bringing us dinner, I could write that on there. I could write down things that needed to be done. And so this is what she and I used, and we just left it on the kitchen counter, and we're still using it that way. It's on the kitchen counter, and Mom is just using it to keep track. So you'll see her handwriting in here as well as my handwriting. And Mashi is making a cameo, excuse me. 1 minute, let me relocate the kitty cat. I'm sorry, kitty. So anyway, that's what I've been using, but it's been actually working out really well having this as kind of the central calendar in the house. So my daughters knew where it was, Mom knew where it was, and we could just make notes here and that kind of thing. So you can see last week was really busy with my husband coming home and lots of things happening. So I will probably use this for the rest of May. I went ahead and laid everything out for May that we had going on and kind of planned out the next couple of weeks so that Mom knew what was going on, and at least until my daughter gets out of school for the summer, I'll probably use this. And I have to say, I really have enjoyed this dashboard layout a lot. I actually have even been enjoying all the space that this has in terms of, just being a bigger page size. Really, really liked it. And part of why I wanted to share this with you is because this has been kind of influencing me a little bit as to what I wanted to do for May. So one of the things that I did was I found an insert that had a similar dashboard layout. Now, the way I printed this was from Row Designs, RHORO. I'll link it in the notes. I printed it to where it was like a fold out, not, facing pages. But I'm going to try this in here for the month of May, just as an experiment. But I also have the DIY fish pages that I love so much. But just because I thought it was an interesting, the week here, and rather than them being long and skinny like the DIY fish pages days are, these are kind of short and fat. So it's just a different way of looking at things. But I liked having the different categories here that I could use to mark things down. for tasks. So I've got the first week, the second week, the third week, and the fourth week here. I just printed it that way. So I'm going to try it and see. So that really, there's nothing else anywhere in the back. Nothing else has changed for the month of May in the A6. And I'm still in love with this size. Still really like the rings, really like the A6. But one of the things with all of the chaos of the last 2 weeks is that I've been carrying those rings around in my purse everywhere, and they're heavy and bulky, even though it's A6. And so I felt like I wanted to have something, two things. One that was a little bit lighter, and two that was a little more free form, and I could just open up a page. And because like at one point in the hospital, one of the doctors was talking to me and telling me this, and the rings, I was trying to flip to a page that, you know, wasn't a dated page and find a blank note page, and, you know, somewhere I could remember that it was, and it was just like, oh, I just want a piece of notebook paper to write on. So I had this already on my bookshelf. I had set it up in January, late January, early February, and then didn't really use it more than a week or two. But as if you've seen my bullet journal videos, which I'll link above, I have used these Stalogies as a bullet journal for a couple of years and really, really like them and really like the flexibility. I was telling my friend Lisa the other day, I just crave change. You know, sometimes even though this is working great and I love it and I'm happy with it, I just crave change. I think Lindsay from Lindsay Scribbles was talking about this the other day in her Instagram live, that, you know, even though you know something's working and you're happy with it or content with it, sometimes you just want to do something different. And that's, I think, where I'm at. And it's probably a stress response due to everything that's been going on at home with my husband, but I just wanted to start using this again. So on Friday afternoon, I spent a little bit of time and set this up. So I'm going to use this for the month of May. So this is one of the covers from, hold on, I will tell you because I saved it so I would remember. Lauren Phelps Designs. This cover is from her shop. It's a really nice, well-made cover. My only wish was that it had a pen loop. That would be the only thing I wish it had. But other than that, I think it's very nice. There's 3 pockets here in the front. There's 2 pockets here in the back, plus, you know, this slide in. So to me, there's ample storage and pockets. And I always stick a pen loop. I get these on Amazon in like a 5 or 10 pack. So I always stick one of those in the back of my Stalogy every time I start a new one. So yeah, like I said, I started this in the beginning of the year, and then I just decided to start using it for May. So let me just do a quick flip through and show you pictures, family pictures. This page I always use for just random post-it notes, so I have some handy. A year at a glance. One of the things that when I first started bullet journaling, I used to spend days and days drawing out everything and writing everything in, and I don't remember when it hit me that the thing that frustrated me about bullet journals was the time it took to set it up, and then about the time you got it all set up like you liked it, you were almost finished with the darn book and it was time to start over. And somebody, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody started, can't remember. If it'll come to me, I'll tell you. But somebody was printing things on Tomoe River paper and taping them in. And I thought that was just brilliant. And so that was when the whole concept of bullet journaling really changed for me, because then I realized that I could have the things that I like to print out and punch into my rings and just tape them in here, and I didn't have to spend all the time doing the setup. So all that to say, this is a year at a glance. This is school calendar, holidays, all this. Like I said, I set it up early in the year. These are my beloved DIY fish monthlies. These are the B6 size, and I just print them on Tomoe River paper and glue them in. So you can see I got up to February, and then I went back into my weeks and my rings, so there's not a whole lot here, but I'll probably go back and back plan March and April just to have the record here. So I went on Friday. I had done May and June because I can usually fit 6 months into a Stalogy. And then Friday, when I realized I wanted to go back and use this, I printed July, and I just put it over top of a page that I had drawn out, a section where it was like July, August, September, October, November, December. And I just taped this over top of it so that I knew I could probably get May, June, and July in this book. And then I may start a new one for the second half of the year. Or I may just do this book for May and June and start a new book for July. I don't know. I'll see where I'm at. So anyway, got that added. The rest of this up to this point, this is all from February when I was setting it up and using it. So there's a freebie here. This was from Cocoa Daisy, and then a lot of Cocoa Daisy stickers because, as you know, I love Cocoa Daisy. So then this is where I started Friday setting up. So this is from SM Plans. This is school calendar for next school year, because I know I'm going to need to know some dates there. And then I just started exactly like I do in my rings. So there's not a whole lot of change in my planner from whether it's rings, whether it's bound, whether it's this, whether it's a Stalogy, whether it's a Hobonichi. My style of planning is the same. The mechanism or the tools I use may be different, but the style is consistent because I know what works for my brain and I know what I like. So you'll see here, this is my list of tasks. Here's my list of tasks. So, you know, I mean, I even decorated both with a little bit of Cocoa Daisy. This page I left open for any notes that I might want to jot down, because one of the things about a bound book versus rings is that, you know, you have to plan ahead, or you just flip to a blank page and then you use your index. So I left this as a place to jot notes for the month of May. And then you may recognize this layout. So this is the Roro Designs dashboard layout that she has in the B6. And what I did for the rings was I just printed it at 75% just to try it and see if I liked it in here before I bought this. So I printed this on my Roro paper, taped it in. This was last week. I just did a trial to see how I liked it. And then, you know, started with May 1st, yesterday. Here's today, and here's next week. And my grocery list sticking out here. And then I haven't done anything else yet, other than put a green swipe, because I figured May would be green to go with the rest of the Cocoa Daisy colors. And I just put green swipe in there for the, you know, Monday through Friday. I missed a page here. One of the things that I think is going to be interesting is when I have done Stalogies in the past, I've used this type of a layout where I would draw in my week over here and then my to-do, and then I would start, and that way, because you know there's 7 days in a week, this would be the 8th day, and I could use 4 2-page spreads. Using this weekly layout takes 2 pages, so that kind of messes up. I'll end up with an odd page somewhere. So I haven't thought yet what I'm going to do with that, and I thought I'd just kind of play it fast and loose, because I may end up needing a notes page here and there where I'd have to write something down, and if so, then that'll work out just fine and I'll just deal with it. So that's kind of how I do with a bound book with a bullet journal style. Is, you know, when I need to write something down, I'll just flip. So like back here in February, just to show you, you know, here was my to-dos, here was a meal plan for the month, and then I started in, and then as I got in here with the dailies, where was it? I started writing, planning a shower. So I literally just flipped from, these pages are sticking together, from this week, rather than going to the next week, I just flipped to the planning for this wedding shower that we hosted, and then the next page was the week. So, you know, I don't tend to draw out more than a week at a time, or glue in or whatever more than a week at a time, for that very reason, so I can just flip to the next page or, you know, write. And I decided this week I wasn't even going to write my days of the week until the day of. So this will be tomorrow, but I won't put anything on here until Monday's over, because if I need this extra page to write things down, I'll have the extra space. And at some point when I'm sitting down at night watching TV, I'll just go through and number my pages and create an index, but I haven't done that yet. The other thing I like to do with my Stalogies, just grab the old ones to show you, is I use the heck out of tabs. So you can see these are my old ones. And like this was when I had surgery in 2020, foot surgery. So I just put a tab there so it was easy for me to get to. This was my freezer meal list and I used a tab. This was a wish list I had. These are monthly tabs that I had from a shop that are no longer in existence. This one from 2019, same thing. This was a class I was taking. This was a volunteer I was doing at church. This one was for my daughter's theater program. So I tend to use top tabs for things like that I want to get to quickly, and then side tabs for things that are like monthly or, you know, categories, that kind of thing. So this, as a, you know, like I said, I used one in 2019, the last half of 2019. I think this one was, what, July to December? Yeah. And then this one was 2020. That I started out before the world went sideways with COVID. So I know Stalogy works and works well for me. Look at how chunky that one is in particular. And that's why I thought this would be just a nice change. And I wanted something very simple. I didn't want a fancy leather cover or any extra bulk, nothing like that. I just wanted this, you know, very basic plastic cover. This sticker came with the cover. It was a gift with purchase, and I stuck it on there because I thought it was really pretty. So that's about it. In the back here, I do have some tabs. There's a page for contacts, a page for my bills, and then I have lists. So here's movies, books, podcasts, TV shows, place for me to write YouTube video ideas, house projects. And I'll just keep moving from the back forward with lists as I need to. And if this starts to bug me that it's not in the right place, I'll just use some scissors and cut that out and move it. But yeah, that's the plan for right now, is to use this. And I will keep the rings synced up so that if the Stalogy starts to bug me, it'll be easy to move right back into it. But quite honestly, I'm just craving a little bit of a change. There's a lot of stuff back here in the back that I will probably reference, so this will stay handy on my desk where I can get to it. But for right now, for the month of May, I'm planning to use the Stalogy, and I will also be using, I guess, this, but it's really more for reference for the family to look at while they're helping me take care of my husband as he's recovering from his surgery. So thank you again for joining me on this little walk through my planner insanity. If I forget to link anything, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to remember everything I talked about to link. And I look forward to talking to you soon. I hope you are all having a great week. Take care. Bye, everybody.